Thank you, Susan. I feel like just sitting there and listen to the story and listen to the story and listen to how you get to a village and get scared. An old person getting scared, kids will laugh at you in my village. They see you scared and they have laughed at some of you. When they realize all of a sudden a goat is running outside the house and you're inside the house and you are scared. And they see an old man, Otto Ray, scared of the goat. That's very funny for them. Anyway, thank you very much. And David, really, I drive 5 hours and you want me to talk for 10 minutes? I'll make them 20. I'll make it short. Seriously, I'll make it short because what we've done here and what you see in front of you, some of you who are coming for the first time, I'm going to track a little bit further behind before even you read that story in Herald Times. And each time I come to Bloomington, to bring all these memories, what happened even before then. Moving here to Bloomington in, don't take this out. I can't stand still. Sometimes they say I'm ADD. Moving here to Bloomington with my wife, Beronda, at the time, and getting in this community, attending the Seventh-day Adventist church here on the bypass on 46. We are attending church and we keep coming to this church. New people in the community, people greet you and welcome you, but you don't get in a church and start talking about yourself and what you are doing. And one day on a potluck, when everyone brings food after church and you stay in church, Mike Riley, I've never got a chance to get him to a benefit, and tonight he's here. Where's your Mike Riley? Right there was an elder in church, and he says, "So tell me about yourself." Anybody who has ever asked me that question, they regret like 5 minutes later. Because you get the whole story and you get how I grew up. And I told him about Nyaka, and he said, "Why don't you share that with the whole church?" So a few Sabbaths later, he brings me up the pulpit with Beronda, and he interviews us what we are doing in Uganda. And as a result of that, another member, Terry Self, they are both related to a wonderful lady here, Nancy. Nancy, can you just raise? I know you don't want me to do this. Nancy's other son-in-law says, maybe since George Bush is in Uganda this week, maybe we should contact the local paper. Maybe they will write a story. I said, okay. I've never been in a newspaper. I don't know anyone. So we'll call a man we know. He's called Dan Danny. And since then, Dan Danny, who is also here somewhere, has written stories since 2003 every year in Bloomington Herald Times. I think we are going to write another book and call it Nyaka in the Bloomington Herald Times. And that's how really it all got started, and the rest is history. But what I'm going to summarize here is what you already know. Bringing a child out of nothing. For you, some of you have never been to Uganda. When you go to the capital city of Uganda, flying into Uganda, everything is going to look like any downtown in United States. But the moment you drive 2 hours, oh, you are recording. The moment you drive 2 hours, so I don't need to keep moving.
That's okay.
The moment you drive 2 hours, things begin changing on you so fast, so quickly. All of a sudden, your phone that was working in Kampala, all of a sudden you are like doing that commercial. Can you hear me now? Nobody can hear you. Oh. Your bars are not there. The cell phone loses reception. The cars begin changing. Instead of your clean car, now you see a dusty car. Now you keep driving, and you're out of nowhere, and you're only 6 hours in a drive. By the time you get to Nyaka, everyone is asking themselves, why am I here? Until the next morning when you see these children and then you say, Jackson told me they were orphans, but they are not sad. They are singing, they are jumping up and down, they are running up and down, they are the happiest children you will ever see. In 9 years of operating these schools, we've never had a single fight at these schools. Kids whose dads and moms died. Kids who wake up in the middle of the night and ask their siblings, when is mom coming back? Then kids who cry all night, missing their parents, to wake up in the morning and pray. The first thing they do when they get to school is pray. Whether you attend church or you don't, you come to Nyaka, you will sit with those children in front of their school and they will praise. God is who sustains them. From 56 children that we started with, 224 children at one school, Nyaka. When you see purple, you are looking at Nyaka. When you see green and white, you are looking at Kutamba, the second school. But it came to us so fast, so quickly, that we could not only provide education, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, and these children will get education. They had to grow their own food so they can eat 2 meals a day. We had to hire a school nurse so they can get treated. We had to hire a school nurse so girls can get sanitary pads at school to stay in school rather than use plant leaves and not come to school. We had to get into their homes, the grandmothers who stay with them, build them a toilet, things we take for granted. You turn around in your house, the kitchen is right there, the toilet is right there, the computer room is right there. Sometimes you even have a room you don't go in. It's just a living room. These kids are living in a space as big as this table. 14, one grandmother, no house. When it rains at night, rain comes on their backs all night long. And they wake up in the morning, and you find them at assembly. They are singing and they are praising Lord because they are still alive. Education in Uganda means getting a child there means you are investing in a child. Investment. No retirement funds, no social security, no health care in Uganda. A parent will send you to school so you can come back and take care of them. These children, you look right there, the volunteers who have come and helped them. You are investing in the future of these children. 427 children, 427 lives now will never be counted in those who are poor in Uganda because of your work. So we've taken it from there to where they are now. But when you look clearly, for those of you who have been there, you see those 427, and it's like you plucked them out of 5,000 others who could be going to school today, but they can't. Many of them just because they cannot afford a pencil. The number 2 pencil you use every day. Just a pencil. Many times I have it and I break it 5 times because my dad would buy 1 pencil and break it 5 times for 5 of us so we can stay in school. A child who cannot afford 2 cents to go to school because they don't have a pencil. Their future, their dream of getting education ends because they don't have a pencil. I'm so proud of young people who are taking up this cause, because it doesn't take much to raise money for Nyaka. Raise 2 cents, you've already saved a life. Raise $1, you've already saved a life. These kids, to me, are as valuable as Bill Gates is to Warren Buffett. Because that pencil that they will get through their group will go to Uganda and save a life. But what are we planning to do? This wonderful illustration here gives you a chart on where we've come and where we are going. The children we are taking care of, after taking care of them for 7 years, we've been paying money to send them to a boarding school. Now, all of you know who have your own children, you invest in a child, you teach them the ways, you teach them how to behave in your house. They know the ethics and the principles of your family. If you turn around at 12 years old and say, okay, now you can go live on the street with other kids, everything gets mixed up. The 2 graduate classes we've had, we've given them $500 and sent them to other schools, other public schools. And everything goes chaotic after that. So we are coming back and saying, no, we promised you to take care of you. We are going to take care of you and build our own secondary school. So we are going to build our own secondary school and keep our children within our way of raising them in care and love until they are ready to come to Indiana University, until they are ready to go at different universities or different trades. So beginning next year, ladies and gentlemen, look out, I'm going to send a letter to each of you and ask you more money so we can build a secondary school and keep these children until they are adults. None of you would give your own son and your own daughter and send them out at 12 years old and say, go be on your own. And we are not going to do it to them. And we'll add on more, but the secondary school will be built. Our children will go in for free. All these other people who love the work we do want to send their children to us. We'll charge them. We'll charge them, they will send their children, they will pay us, and the money they pay us will sustain the school going forward. But we are not only going to take care of the ones who are academically doing well, we are also going to do trades, brick making, farming, tailoring, carpentry. Next time you see me, I'm going to be wearing a shirt made by our own students. I had one, I looked at it and said, oh, I forgot to wash it. I had a shirt made by a student from our school. Next year, I will wear one, and I will bring more for you to buy. Then that money will go and support more kids so we can keep them going. We are also planning to put there a simple, small clinic. Mike will also tell you his wife Jill went to Uganda and served in Uganda in a heart surgery center in Uganda. Many of you who have gone to Nyaka, you've seen one cabinet of medication for 222 children. One cabinet. One doctor for 300,000 people. We are going to put there a 5-room clinic, have our students treated there, their grandmothers treated there, but others who can afford will pay, and that money will sustain the clinic going. So the surgeons and the dentists in the audience, get prepared. We are going to have work for you at Nyaka. But going forward also, our #1 goal each year is to make sure the children who are already within our school, we keep them right there. And the ones who are graduating are taken care of. But we also recruit the little babies each year who will join us. The endowment we started here for secondary school, we want to continue building it. We want to continue making sure classrooms are painted. We want to continue getting volunteers, young, old, to come and work. Those pictures, I chose them deliberately because they have a number of volunteers from all over the country. But this work would not be possible. You know, many people give me credit and say, Jackson, you've done a wonderful job. Yes, I have, but really, it's been all of you. It's been people you will never meet all over the country who have put up their time, their money, their resources so these children can stay in school. Our work lies on the shoulders of so many people around the country, and really, this being God's work, we wouldn't be able to do it without God sustaining us every day. So I will go ahead and finish right there. I will stay around and answer as many questions as you can. In fact, I think we have time for questions before I start signing books. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your support, for your love, for your care, and for your continued prayers every night. Not only for me, but also for the children we serve. Thank you.